making sweet corn polenta with roasted tomatoes and crispy prosciutto. This recipe is like summer in a bowl. It's perfect for when corn is at its peak, and it's a different way of making polenta than you're probably used to. What you need for this recipe is about 5 ears of corn, and I went ahead and husked most of them, but I want to show you when you're husking corn, what you want to do is, rather than pulling off one piece at a time, one layer at a time, you want to grab as much as you can and pull it off in one go, just like that. To make the polenta, we need to grate all of our corn. So I've got a big bowl, my box grater here, and I'm going to go ahead and grate all of these ears of corn. Now, when you think of polenta, you often make it from a dried grain mix. Because we're making this polenta from fresh corn, this is a dish you can only make in the summertime when sweet corn is available. With the corn grated, we can get started on our grape or cherry tomatoes, whatever is available. Put that on a baking sheet with some olive oil, salt, and a little red pepper. So we'll just give these a toss, and they'll actually go under the broiler for about 10 minutes or until they start to pop and blister. That's when you know that they're ready. So let's go ahead and move to the stove. We'll make our polenta and get our tomatoes going. The first thing I want to do is add a couple tablespoons of lightly salted butter. And I want this to not just fully melt, but also start to brown just a little bit. I find that the flavor of the brown butter really complements the sweet corn. All right, it's a little brown. Now we're going to go ahead and add the grated corn. This dish really, when it's all said and done, is a very luxurious, almost custard-like texture that you can really only get with that fresh sweet corn. We'll saute the grated corn in the butter for a couple of minutes. Then we'll add 3/4 of a cup of whole milk and let it cook for 10 minutes more. At this point, you do want to stay pretty close to the stove and stir constantly. Before we take this off the stove, I just want to give it a little taste. Oh my goodness, so creamy. Like I said, so custardy. We're just going to add a little bit of salt here. Okay, our polenta is ready, so now it's time to plate the dish. To do that, you'll need your roasted tomatoes, burrata, basil, Parmesan, a spice blend called za'atar, and crispy prosciutto. This is a really wonderful way to top off this dish. Here's how you make it. Crispy prosciutto is an addicting topping for pasta, salads, or just for snacking. Begin by preheating your oven to 400 degrees. Then line a baking sheet with parchment paper. One by one, take a slice of prosciutto, give it a little twist, and place it on the baking sheet. That's it. Since prosciutto already has fat and the parchment is non-stick, you don't need to use any oil. Place the prosciutto in the oven and begin checking on it at around 7 minutes. You want the prosciutto to be crispy but not browned. Once it looks curled, crispy, and darker in color, remove it from the oven and let it cool before adding it to your recipe or eating it right off the sheet. For the base of our dish, of course, our creamy polenta. Right on top of the polenta, some of our roasted tomatoes. These definitely burst as we were broiling them. Just so beautiful. On top of that, I want to add a spice blend called za'atar. It just adds a real punch of herbaceousness, and I think it goes so well with this dish. And we're just going to keep building. So I have burrata, which is a very soft cousin of mozzarella cheese. To that, we'll add our crispy prosciutto. This will add the crunch that this dish needs. So I like to just take a few pieces and break them up, and we'll grate some Parmesan right on top. This is such a great way to finish this dish. And this wouldn't be a corn and tomato dish if we didn't add fresh basil right at the end here. And now all that's left to do is eat.